Alright, I'm gonna be doing two videos actually about two races. Of course, one of them you're seeing Dixion Speedway, and then the last one, my last video, I kind of had to delete it because there are some things I kind of said about Chowchilla Barn Burner. Just it was kind of mean to say, and I was thinking if I do reviews on these tracks, it's just you would think it was going to cause problems. So, Dixon Speedway, here we go. Qualified. Well, actually, before I say anything, now, I want you to think for a second. Now, this happened during the main event. Well, actually, that kind of gave it away. So, how did my race go? My whole day. How did my race go? So, what happened at the end of the day? I had a hole in my crankcase. Okay, so there's a hole in my crankcase. The chain fell off twice. Um, yeah, twice. And my wing was screwed up. Where you got your two wings. Um, so you got your two wing panels. One of them was facing like this, and with the air physics, I guess you would call it, would push over on my left side of the wing panel, and it would get my car really tight. So I had that problem too. My wing adjuster cable got all messed up, which didn't really affect anything. My roll cage, the one of the roll cage mounts on the left side, it broke off, so the front body piece, would actually kneel down. It would hit my feet. So I was trying to do pictures, which I got pictures, which I think I do. My problem is I don't have a video editor, which I'm trying to get one, but my phone sucks on memory and just other things why I just can't video edit because, well, my phone sucks. Okay, you have 5 seconds, or how about you pause the video and then put in the comments, tell me how I did. Qualifying, key race, trophy dash, main event, and include wingless too. So pause it now. Okay, so you're back? Okay. Qualifying first. Okay. Key race. First. Okay, I'll put it this. First, for heat race, trophy dash. One. Try to you fit, you fit, you fit, you fit, you fit. Here, close up. Oh, sorry, I got this thing out backwards. Nope, it's not. Dixion Speedway. Trying to get lighting. Okay, main event. First, wingless. Well, wingless. I didn't finish the race, and plus, with wingless, it was an added event. So, how did I get first in everything except for wingless? Well, everything happened in the main event, and if everything happened in the main event, how did I still win this? Um, so what happened was the first thing that happened was my wing was sideways, so my car was really tight. So I was in a straightaway. I was turning in a straightaway. Then when I go into turns, I was like this. You kind of see how I was driving, and it hurt my arms because you're on the throttle, and I could not flat foot the track because of how tight my car was. And the track was rutted, and it wasn't dry slick. Dixon Speedway thought he was going to have more cars, which there wasn't a lot, but there were still some. And plus it was too cold outside, so the track was way too much packed, which it didn't bug me. I was just like, it's just gonna be high bite and a little bumpy there, so I didn't mind that. But it did make my car tight, and the wing made it worse. And then my chain fell off twice, which the second time happened in wingless, and then the first time happened in main event. Where what happened was we had 4 laps to go. I got past, and the guy flipped over, and I think I touched him just a tiny bit when he flipped over, and it popped my chain off and put a hole in my case, which nobody noticed that. So what they did is they put my chain on, and they put me out there. I had to start dead last because the rule was during a red flag or if you go in the pits at all, you're going to be put in the back, which it kind of made me mad for a second. I was like, hey, come on, it happened during the red flag. But that was the rule. You cannot work on it during the red flag, or if you get in the pits, you're getting put in the back. And then a lap later, I passed everybody. Caution came out because, why not? There's always going to be cautions when you're in the lead. There was like 5 cautions that happened during the main event. And there was two. There was either one or two for the last. No, there was one in the last 4 laps. So if you think about it, I have a hole in my crankcase because my chain flew off and hit the crankcase. The motor was still fine. Um, the crankcase is the where the gears are at, and that's where I think where the hole is at exactly is right in front of the front sprocket. That's where the hole is at. And I'm guessing I'm trying to figure out what's next to that gear because the hole's right in front of that front sprocket, and you would think that the oil would leak out, which nobody noticed anything. I didn't notice. My dad didn't notice. Nobody did. So the motor ran perfectly fine for the last 4 laps with a hole in the crankcase. And then that's where I went to first, won the race. And now the one guy that was really competitive was two of the number 99s. One of them had a big bore kit Liger motor, which he was the toughest guy. And the other 99, which he was pretty fast too. And those guys were the toughest. And the one that tried to pass me but ended up flipping because there was a rut that happened. I even saw it for myself. He passed me, he hit a rut, he flipped over, and then I tried to get away from him. I tagged him just a little bit, and that was fine. And so that's what happened. I don't know what happened 100% exactly. I just can only see what I can see as right in front of me. So, now let's move on to England, which there were only 4 guys. You paid $10 to enter. To be honest, this was an added event. Dixion Speedway did not originally put this event on. It was the drivers that wanted to say, "Hey, let's run wingless." Then the owner's like, "You want to run wingless? Okay, let's run wingless." Which that is awesome. I love that track owner. I mean, it's just like what track owner allows people to say, "Hey, let's run wingless." Okay, we'll run wingless. Now that's cool. This track owner's awesome. And when I won the main event, he came in and congratulated me. He said, "You're heck of a wheel, man." So he's a super nice guy. Um, so in wingless, I was starting the back because the way you finish your main event, they're doing an invert, which I didn't mind. So I was starting the second row outside, and I get going, got up to second, tried to pass first place, then my chain flew off, and then I didn't finish the race. So I was like, "Well, why can't you put the chain back on, you stupid idiot, like you did your main event?" Well, the what was it called? The keeper actually broke off. I don't know if it was maybe it just snapped off or it pulled off or whatever, but the keeper fell off somehow. And what happened was when I was on the track, the chain actually tightened itself because when you hit a rut, something was moving and it actually tightened up the chain. And then when we pulled it off the track, we were looking at the car, we noticed that there was a hole in my crankcase. So everybody was surprised at, saying, dang, that motor still ran with a hole in the crankcase. It ran a little bit of wingless. It raced the last 4 laps in the main event. I'm surprised the motor did not blow up. So I'm not going to do any track reviews anymore. I'm not going to do a review like at any track. Doesn't matter how nice or how mean they are. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just kind of thinking it's gonna be disaster. It's gonna be rants, and then I don't know. And plus I won $100, and that $100 I can't do anything because my dad took it away from me. Just because, well, he needs to pay for the bills and stuff like that because he's I think he paid for fuel. Yes, he paid for fuel, and he really needed to use that money. And he told me, since he's been taking money away from me lately, he's gonna buy me a brand new, no joke, brand new 2017 or 2018 Area 51 chassis straight from the QRC factory. That's what he's gonna do for me. It's gonna be right before Red Bluff Nationals, and I'll explain more in the next video because I'm not sure if I'm going to be racing one more time this year or this last race is going to be my last race of the season. So, peace.